Welcome back. Story 1. Would I be the a-hole if I, 29 female, call off my engagement to my 36 male fiance because his family has been involved in our finances? Me and my fiance have been together for 3 years and got engaged last year. We are wanting to start a life together, such as buy a house, get married, and start a family, etc. However, over the last year, my finance and his brother has had to help each month with his mom's bills as she doesn't make enough from her job to cover everything. I've since also learned that she doesn't have a retirement as she got divorced 20 years ago and was a stay-at-home mom. 1. So my first worry is that my fiancé is financially enmeshed with his family, mom, and this seems like it's going to be an ongoing thing for the rest of our life. I'm worried how this will affect us and our relationship. I also worry I'll feel resentful for her taking away from our family and future kids, and what strain that will put on my and my fiancé's relationship, as I feel there will be money stress. 2. The second problem is his brother rang him the other day and wanted to ask all these questions about our finances. How much him and I earn together, how we split our finances, what kind of houses we are going to buy, and he said that we shouldn't buy an expensive house with our money because then that might mean he has to step up more and give their mom more money. He was also questioning his decision to marry me and buy a house together because my fiancé has been divorced before, so was very insulting. The problem with that is me and my fiancé have had countless in-depth conversations about our budget and what we can afford and what we want to be paying each month. So we have been looking at houses in that budget. But since the conversation with his brother, he tells me that he thinks we should be going for a cheaper place because he doesn't want us to be paying that much anymore, but claims it has nothing to do with the conversation with his brother, but I feel like it's a lie. I really need some advice, please, on what to do as I feel really conflicted about our marriage now. I feel like it's us against the world. I feel like I'm third-wheeling with his family and they're also a part of our relationship, telling us what to do with our lives and our finances. And I worry about marrying into this situation and the negative effects and strain this will put on our relationship. I also want a family of my own, and I don't see how it's not going to add stress to us by us having to be his mom's retirement fund, because she's only going to keep needing more money, and at the moment it's $700 a month she needs. I also come from a family who had financial stress, and it was the reason for divorce of my parents, and I don't want to make the same mistake. Help, please. Update. So since my last post, I confronted him about this issue and he agreed and could see how toxic this situation is with his family and that he could see how it would affect our future. I expressed all of my feelings, so I was clear with him, as a lot of you suggested I do in the comments. The resolution we came to is he would send her half of what he was sending before for 6 months, then review the situation from there. So he sent her half at the end of last month. Then 2 weeks later, he sent her the normal amount that he usually sent her before. So within the space of 2 weeks, he sent her more than he originally did. I found this out because I was snooping in his email bin. I know it's wrong, but I needed to know if I could trust him. However, I found it and immediately started crying and was really upset that he lied to me. The thing that bothers me the most is the lies, not even the fact that he sent her more. If she really needs it and is in a bad spot, just tell me. We are saving for a house together, and the other day he suggested getting a joint bank account. However, after this, I have big trust issues around this. I'm really not sure what to do, if this is a good idea or if I'm overreacting. I just feel lied to as we agreed to always tell each other everything and never have secrets. Oh, and he sent it right after we just viewed a wedding venue together, and he told me we should postpone it a year because then we have to pay a smaller deposit to the venue as it's further away. As if it's closer, they ask for 50% upfront. I'm so tired of all of our plans being pushed back or delayed and him giving away money. I don't know if there's any fixing this. I'm so sorry it has come to this, OP, but your fiance's red flag has been upgraded to a red C. If he can lie to you and go behind your back after you talked to him about your concern, then it means you were right all along to want to call off the engagement, because he's obviously not going to stop putting his original family before you. Sending his mom more than he originally did after promising to change and making a plan with you is diabolical. It will only get worse. Don't get married to this man if you want a marriage where you and your partner grow financially and have enough money to take care of your children, because I'm sure your fiancé wouldn't hesitate dipping into your children's college fund without your knowledge if it's for his original family. Now for some comments. You know what you need to do. You just don't want to. He isn't capable of being the partner you deserve. If you want a house and kids with someone you can trust who loves and respects you and prioritizes the family you build above all else, he's not the guy. If you want to be lied to, have your goals pushed further and further back to either not have kids or have to explain that they have to go without because their dad has yet again chosen people other than them, he's your guy. Married over 40 years, the biggest stressors in every marriage are money, kids, sex, and religion. If he's lying to you about money now, please don't blend your finances. His actions are far more important than his promises. Caring about his family is one thing, but if he needs to support them, and sometimes that is unavoidable, then please take that into your calculations before you marry. My dad supported his widowed mom, and my mother knew that was the deal before they married. If you can't live with his actions, don't marry. Run. He lied to you, and his brother very obviously sees you two together being a way to decrease the amount he pays to his mother, and his mother has in 20 years never had any kind of plan of retirement. Stay-at-home mom is one thing, but they divorced a long time ago. And somehow she hasn't put a single plan into place. You should probably contact his ex and find out her take on how and why they broke up. Probably the same reasons you are considering it. Lying about sending money to family, ruining plans to buy a house or buy a car, struggling for money because he's sending it all to family. Story 2. Am I the a-hole for speaking Japanese to a guy who said he could? I, 22 male, lived in Tokyo, Akasaka if we want to be exact, for the first 10 years of my life. My parents aren't from there, my dad is American, and my mom is Irish. But I was born there. I didn't go to an international school. I speak Japanese along with English. When I was 10, we moved to the US. I liked it. Then when I was 16, we moved to Ireland, and we've been here ever since. Now that the backstory is out of the way, I'll be quick. Recently, I started seeing this girl, 22 female. We've made it all official. She's met my family, I've met her family. Except for one person, her brother 19 male, until 3 days ago. I was at her place and her brother comes over to drop something off for their parents and I meet him. Instantly he says, "I heard you lived in Japan for a while. That's so cool. I've wanted to live there since forever. I actually speak Japanese." I instantly got really excited. I mean, the only other person I've known outside of Japan that can speak the language are my parents and one guy in the US. So I start speaking to him in it, just asking him what interests him about the country. And he kind of gets awkward and then leaves. He says I embarrassed him and that he won't speak to me unless I apologize to him. My girlfriend and her parents don't think I did anything wrong, but I don't know, I feel really bad about it. Maybe I should have actually made sure he spoke the language, but I was just so excited. But that's why I'm here. I want an outside person's view. I felt bad for 3 days, so I want to ask. Am I the a-hole? You're not the a-hole, OP. Your girlfriend's brother invited you to speak Japanese to him the minute he said he spoke Japanese. I don't see how you embarrassed him. I think he's just being dramatic because he actually felt embarrassed, but not because of you, but because he realized he really couldn't hold a conversation in Japanese like he thought he could. Don't feel bad about it. You did nothing wrong and you don't owe him an apology. If anything, he owes you one for lying that he could speak Japanese and making you get excited for nothing. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. He told you he spoke a language and you had no reason to not believe him. It obviously wasn't your intention to embarrass him or show him up. Whether he's the a-hole depends a little on if he has any knowledge of Japanese at all. Watching subbed anime does not count, or whether he was completely bluffing. But your only error here, apparently, was attempting to get along with him by finding common ground. Not the a-hole. It is very normal for two people who share a language to converse in that language, especially if you're in a place where it isn't all that common. Like if I told someone that I spoke French, I would expect them to speak some French to me because it would be a fun thing we share, like talking about baseball or bands you like. The problem here is that this guy lied and he feels embarrassed about it, so he wants you to feel bad about it. Not the a-hole. Dude said he spoke Japanese. That's like an invitation to speak to him in Japanese. You shouldn't have to double check if he's telling the truth. He probably thinks you were testing him and his ego got hurt. Since you actually care and don't want any animosity with her brother, you could offer an apology for getting too excited to speak Japanese to another person other than your family, even though it doesn't sound like you did. Then just remember he's a sensitive drama queen for future interactions.